That's something that I think about a lot with Amari, though. You know, just being in an interracial relationship. Bump it. We're just gonna go to topic 2.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's talk
Oh,
interracial. I
yeah.
just found a random interracial for those who are looking at the video podcast.
You couldn't even like try to do me and my family at least? What in the
I could have
world?
did mine. I don't know what I was thinking.
I don't
This
understand.
was like a stock photo.
You said Google Images, interracial family,
I did.
find.
I did.
Okay.
I'm crying.
Okay.
I did. I shut up. Okay. All right.
Psst. Like and subscribe.
So interracial relationships,
Yeah.
man, dude, it's just something that when I first met my wife,
Mhm.
Megan, white woman.
What did you say? Okay.
I I don't know. I don't know why I said it like that. That was weird. Dude, my preference was black women. Honest to God.
Right.
Honest to God, only wanted to date black women.
Right.
Just gotten out of an engagement actually
Okay.
to a wonderful black woman, but just was not going to work out.
Okay.
And so moved here to St. Louis, started going to this church here locally, Crossings Church, St. Louis, shout out. And had no eyes for Megan. None. None. I was looking for some Hershey's, you know.
I'm screaming.
I did not expect Hellman's,
Right.
you know. to-
Ayo.
I'm trying my best here to use terms that people would relate to.
Okay. Okay. Keep it going.
All right. Well, anyways, it really was, man. I long story short, I felt released from my engagement, all that stuff. And the next day I was at church and I had a really tough week and I had a bunch of brothers who were around me. And they were all like, "Man, Darius, I was texting you, man, what happened? I was trying to reach out to you this week." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. I was a little depressed.
Mhm.
I should have been better." And like, "Oh, man, it's all good." And then here comes this white woman. She pokes her head into that conversation.
I'm like imagining it right now.
Oh, dude,
I can literally see it.
and she's like, "Yeah, when you're going through a tough time, it's better to lean into relationships in a way." And
That's-
everyone's like, "Meg, if you don't get your old nosy behind out of here."
Yep. Yeah.
Hey, that's my girl, man. And you know what's funny? That's when it clicked because the weeks before that, she had been asking me random questions like, "Hey, what college did you go to?"
Oh, okay.
But then she never told me her name. So she would say, "Hey, where'd you go to school?"
Yeah.
"Oh, I went here." Like, "Oh, okay." She'll walk away. I thought she was weird, bro. I was like, is this random white chick 3 straight weeks asking me questions?
Okay.
And then so when they say, "Megan, get your," I'm like, "Oh, that's her name."
Okay.
Okay. And then I also was like, I need someone who honestly is going to hold me accountable to things.
Mhm.
Because when I self isolate and get depressed, that's not good.
Yeah, no, I've seen it.
Hey, yo, that got real.
It just
That got real. Hey, yo, it's ugly. It's ugly. He said, "He who finds a wife finds a
sorry.
good thing." And so then she was like, she was walking away. I was like, "Oh, she kind of think a little bit."
I'm dead.
And the story ends. Oh man.
And now you have a child on the way. Another child on the way.
Yeah. Naomi.
Yeah.
Naomi Jean. That's my girl already.
And
Yeah, she's a dancer, dude.
she's gonna be wrapped around.
Here's the thing though. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Oh man, that's a whole different conversation. My wife asked me what I wanted for my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And you see, we still in the basement, like and subscribe for those who are here from day one.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Oh, you want to build a studio out? Oh, you want a new camera?" I was like, "No, I want a gun." Yeah, it got real.
Oh yeah.
Never wanted a gun before. And now I'm like having a daughter and I'm like, "Oh, I might need to
She has like a
keep
little
it
bit of
strapped."
time. Like,
No,
oh, okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep, the dad in me is already kicked in.
Oh, I like it. Okay.
It's go time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You ever see, what's the movie? I think it was either Will Smith and Martin Lawrence or 50 Cent, where his daughter like brings home.
Bad Boys.
Oh, is it Bad Boys?
Yeah.
And they go to the back
Yeah.
room,
Yeah.
and it's just a bunch of dudes just.
I think it was right. No.
No, I think that was a 50 Cent movie.
But Bad Boys did do
They
something.
did something like that
They
too.
did. It
But
was,
they pressed him.
yeah.
Yeah.
He like was taking her to prom or something.
Oh.
They answered the door. They were just acting outrageous.
Martin Lawrence.
Outrageous.
That's the energy I'm bringing.
See, I think
My daughter's first date for sure with my
think-
boys.
I think what's funny is like, I think I'm gonna be that person,
Oh man,
not Sherman.
the Shermanator is not gonna.
No, he's very cool, calm, and
It
collective.
really is.
Like I feel like I'm gonna be the one that's like, they're gonna meet and then they're gonna be like, oh, and then I'll
So
be like,
Asian
yeah,
mother.
yeah. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I put a tracker in your car
Asian mother.
and also sugar in your tank. Like I'm just gonna be like, they're gonna be like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I just want you to know, like, you mess with her, you mess with me.
Hey yo,
Like, just be aware.
that's gangster.
And Sherman's just gonna be like, yeah, don't do it. It's not worth your time. And he's like, she's crazy. Don't do it. He was like, he's gonna be like, don't, just don't.
Sherman's my dog, man.
Yeah. So I think that Sherman's gonna be like nice and calm, and then I'm gonna just be the crazy one.
You know what's
Just absolutely
not with the straight face.
Absolutely insane.
Y'all caught that on camera, right? Crazy with a straight face. Y'all saw that, right?
Insane.
Hey yo. This is why you, Kayla, our friend Kayla and Meg, I just can't get y'all in the same room because this energy is y'all's crazy energy is different.
I know they really flame you. We have group text messages, and they be flaming. I try.
Oh,
I throw
man.
little shots in there.
Those
here and
are
there.
my dogs. Kayla's definitely gonna get on the podcast soon. Nah, dude, like I feel like the thing that you said that I connect a lot to though is with Amari. I think about this. And you know, it's funny, there's some black people who would disagree with this. But the way that I talk to Amari is you're 100% black and 100% white, but you're also 100% black.
And don't forget that.
Right. But it's because it's so true in this world, you know, you very much so your mother's culture, everything from the Creole in her to the Eastern European in her to the Southern European in her, like all of that stuff, God made no mistakes about blessing you with, and you should know your heritage. And you should be able to enjoy your Hellmans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, say make your little cold cut with the Hellmans, son. Like, do your thing.
It's good like that.
Yeah. All right. Now come over here and get some fried chicken. That's all. No, too much stereotypes. All right. Bring it really back in. Nah, man, but it's like for real. And it's like, but man, in this world, you still, as brown as your skin is, as much as your mom's culture is in you and is you, you're still going to be black.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't like it's weird because I'm a dark-skinned black man, and the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice, right? So there are just things in which I just even accidentally am just going to be unapologetically about because I just am darker skin. And so him being lighter skin, there's cultural pieces that he can pick and choose from.
Yeah.
Right. But you still black.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so there's like that piece that I'm trying to figure out. How do I navigate that to allow him to grow up and appreciate both sides of his culture holistically, similar to how you're doing with your kids, but from a black and white perspective.
Yeah.
And the reality is you black.
Yeah. All the time. That's what Sherman says all the time whenever he gets a chance. Like, you're black. And they're like, okay. I think that it takes time for them just to understand. Because Michael does. Like, Michael was 100% like, he's like, yeah, I'm black and Asian.
Yeah.
My mom is Asian. My dad's black. But, you know, Mackenzie, but she's just.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
She's
built different.
She might have to have her own episode.
Oh, Josh, baby. Talk about going viral. That girl. Listen, she would be like, oh.
Yeah.
She would love that. She wouldn't be talking to you. She'd be talking to herself.
Oh my gosh.
Like, what?
Oh my God. Not a camera and a mic and let me talk.
Yeah.
Dude, she should have her on YouTube. What's stopping it?
No, because she's 5. What do you mean? She's already just doing things that, like, I'm like, what in the world? Like, what is she? We went to Five Below, and I let her pick out something. And she was like, "Oh, I need this." And it was like a headband. And I knew what the headband was used for.
Yeah.
Like it's when you put your hair back and you wash your face. But Mackenzie, honey,
Yeah.
when she walked in, I was like, "What is this headband for?" And she was like, "Ugh, you put it on so you can wash your face."
Not with that
And I was
face.
like,
Hey, yo.
first off, I don't even use one.
Yeah.
So like I don't know where she like I don't know.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Canda's different. She built different, bro.
It's COVID babies, I think. It's COVID babies are all built different. That's what I believe.
Dude, it's so the thing that I think about too with this, there's you're black, you're Asian, you're black, you're white, 100%. God makes no mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Christian culture.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's navigating all of that
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes can be very tough.
Mm-hmm.
And this kind of goes a little bit back to DEI and kind of goes a little bit to where we're going with interracial dating, but it's like, how can I be the image bearer God made no mistakes about in my culture, in my expression, in my zealousness, and in my personality, and having those moments where it's like I'm still Christian above it all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
navigating that also is a train wreck sometimes because there are times where I've been in situations in church leadership, where I've been in situations when predominantly white congregations, where I'm like, y'all, this a little bit more white than it is Christ.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
you're not pushing the gospel.
Right. We're not talking the same language.
You gave me some extra mayo on this sandwich.
Miracle Whip.
Hey, that's black though.
Oh.
Miracle Whip is black.
Oh.
That was a whole debate. We had a whole debate in this house.
Oh.
It's Hellman's, Duke's, and Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip
you're
is
right.
black.
Duke's, yeah.
Duke's
Oh,
is like number 2 to Hellman's, apparently.
I'm gonna have to ask Sherman.
This is a serious debate.
I don't know if he's gonna agree with you.
What is he? Is he a Duke's guy?
He's a Duke's guy.
Oh man, he's the first. Everyone I've known is Hellman's.
I don't know. I can't really speak for him now. Now I'm scared. Because what if he's gonna listen, be like, I never said that. I'm be like, oh, I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know.
Oh man.
But like, yeah, I mean, we'd be always buying Dukes instead of Hellman's.
Really?
Yeah.
Not Miracle Whip.
But now I
Did
will
have some
say,
Miracle Whip in the refrigerator.
no, he doesn't let me buy Miracle Whip. He
It's-
doesn't like it.
No, it's terrible.
He does not like it.
You gotta do Romeo. Like seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. No racial. If y'all still on the Miracle Whip, y'all, hey, no judgment.
I like it.
Y'all still on the Miracle? Really? Because you like black men. That's why. All right. Let's get back to the conversation here.
Trying to make that make sense. Hold on a second.
Miracle Whip's black. You married Sherman. Blackpeoplemeet.com.
It's not black people meat.
Let's get into that story. You're running from the inevitable. How did you and Sherman meet?
He was my reading mentor in elementary school.
Stop playing with me. That's great. In elementary school is wild. Hey, that's crazy. Actually, it's funny. I actually know of a friend, will not say their name,
Okay.
who taught a student in high school.
Okay.
Then years later,
Right. Yeah. Better.
met the student again.
Yeah.
And they got married.
Right.
Crazy for me. Just the energy of that as well.
Yeah.
Elementary is.
Just how long we've been together.
Stop playing with me. Stop.
How did we meet together? Darius loves bringing this up. Like, it's like his favorite thing to do. Like, if I ever became like, I don't know, like the president of the United States, he would be like, hold on, let me introduce you really quick.
Oh, yeah.
He'd be
Autobiography.
Like, yeah. He'd be like, do you guys know how Dynasty and Sherman met?
From Black Planet to the presidency.
Listen, I would write a story for Black Planet if that's the truth. like that.
Do they still exist?
It does. It is.
Get out of town.
Yeah, me, Khalil, and Sherman looked it up the other day because they were like, "It's gone," and I was like, "It's not gone." And then I, Googled it, and sure enough, there it was.
That's crazy.
And then they were like, "Find your old profile," and I was like, "No, no." So I hate that you guys. Jack too. He loves that story, and he'll do it.
It is one of the best stories in the world.
And he'll
You're
do
still
it-
delaying the inevitable.
I am, but he'll do it in like very inappropriate settings. Like it will be like, "Oh, these are board members. Hey, did you guys hear about how?"
Board members. Hey,
Like, oh wow, okay.
nah, that's crazy. My man Jack is wild for that, bro.
It's just anybody. Anybody.
Hey,
And
yo.
me and Sherman are around each other. He's like, "Yeah, let me tell this story."
What's the Shermanator? Is just like whatever. He's so chill.
Yeah,
The homie is so chill.
yeah, he is. He's
All right,
very.
I'm gonna tell y'all how they met because he's rutted from
No.
us right now.
Ugh.
Oh, would you like me to share?
Yeah, let me hear your take on this, please.
Hey, so internet. This is how my friend Dynasty and my friend Sherman met.
Okay.
It was college, right?
I'm listening to your take. Go ahead.
Oh no, were you like late high school?
I'm listening to your take.
Oh no, you weren't you? It was like you were like just like either fresh out of high school or still in high school, right?
I was a senior.
There we go. Oh,
I was a senior.
oh, not light on your profile.
I did not lie. First off, I said that I was 17. I did not lie.
Hey, that's
Oh.
crazy.
I
Don't you
did-
gotta be like 18 to get on the site?
No, you can be like 15.
That's terrifying.
Yes.
Mid 2000s was a wild time.
I did not
Internet was
listen. Yes, 2005 to be exact. It was a crazy time then.
Oh man, so we got two teens.
Yes.
We're gonna contextualize that.
Yep.
And
yeah, teenager.
blackplanet.com.
Yeah.
Dynasty decided to use the one time she had a nice tan as her photo.
First, there were first off, absolutely not. There's a plethora of photos, okay? Me from summertime and not summertime and wintertime, okay? What?
Oh man. So there's a term the kids use nowadays. It's called thirst trap. 17, looking like a Blaziken. Blasian. Does say Blaze? This is Pokemon.
Okay.
I promise you I have a doctorate.
I can't.
And Sherman was like, "Oh, look at this black woman."
That is not what he said. He did not say that.
Trapped. Got him. Hook ladder.
First off,
Here comes Michael.
he did not. If you would have read anything about my profile and read the bio, it said like I am Chinese Cambodian. I did not say I was mixed with
Oh.
black. I did not say I was half black.
Yeah, yeah.
That was literally when you scroll down, the first thing is like I am.
So he didn't scroll
Asian.
down.
Nah.
So he just saw
That's
a
not
Blasian woman and swipe left on Black Planet. Come on now, let's contextualize this.
First off, I just want to let you know that Black Planet said we like everybody. Okay. And before I decided to join at the age of 17,
That's crazy.
I was like, let me make sure that I am allowed to join. And it said, we welcome all.
Oh.
Okay.
See?
All.
DEI back in 2000, whatever.
And I said, well, let me browse profiles. Okay. I saw a little bit of everything. Okay. I saw white.
Okay.
I saw Hispanic.
Man.
Yes.
So what was their niche? What was Black Planet's niche? I thought it was like
Okay. Okay. When I say I saw all, like, was there like just like one or two profiles? Yes. It wasn't like
majority were still black.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
okay.
98%.
That's that
99.
tagline.
No.
We accept everyone. Black Planet.
Yes.
That's like, oh.
Like there was like if I went through 100 profiles,
Dude.
maybe like
I'm actually
five of them.
I'm actually okay with specific types of dating sites.
Yeah.
Like farmersmeat.com.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Like
Christian meat.
Christian Mingle.
Yeah. I don't know of any others.
I'm sure there's like stuff for like Islam and
Yeah.
Asian
Yeah.
and like,
It's just
country.
not on, like, it's not
Like,
on the commercials. I don't
oh
you know,
yeah.
yeah.
No, like
Yeah.
if you have a preference,
Yeah.
if I need me a country girl,
Right.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Then you go to
With the
Farmers.
boots up
Yes.
and blonde hair, blue eyes, white,
Mhm.
then you probably gonna find her on Farmers.
Yep.
And if you know you want a black man and you know where they gonna be at, you gonna make that profile. Let me stop messing with you.
I
This is great. Oh man. All right. I got it out of me.
for now. For now.
No, seriously though. Interracial dating. Was it easy dating Sherman?
Um,
I feel like those are two different questions. Let me preface. I feel like I love my wife with all my heart,
mhm.
and there's no one else I can imagine myself being with.
Period.
Period. Like in terms of me and her,
Right.
that's tight. That's good.
Yeah.
Love her.
Right.
What I mean is the second question maybe is in society,
Right.
within family dynamics, within culture.
Right. Right.
How is that?
Yeah. So Sherman's family was wonderful. They were super accepting. Unlike you, where
Hey yo.
previously all the women you had dated were black.
Mm.
For
Oh, I thought
Sherman,
you were talking about my messing with you.
for Sherman, um, I was the first person like of color for him. And his mom was very excited.
Oh, see, I
Yeah,
didn't know that. So you
yeah,
were the first person of color. So you
yeah,
only dated.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like girlfriends. Let's bring home to mom girlfriends.
Got
Yeah,
you. Yeah.
yeah,
See, I didn't know.
yeah. So I mean, but Sherman also hasn't dated a lot. Um, yeah, he had like two serious girlfriends. So, but yes, mom was excited. She was lovely. She was very supportive. And
That's awesome.
yeah, she is a great mother-in-law.
Mm,
Um, and for him, I think the difficult part was like assimilating to my family
mm,
and like my culture. My brother and Sherman get along really great. My brother is really awesome, laid back. He is the boy version of me.
yeah.
Like, so he's a good time. He's probably even more fun,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
So they got along great. It's just my parents.
Mm.
It was very difficult. Um,
Were there some preconceived things?
yeah,
Because I
yes,
feel like
yes,
that one of the hidden secrets that I hear all the time. Don't get it twisted.
yeah,
I don't know nothing, but
right.
something I hear is Asian culture loves black culture,
Hmm.
but a lot of Asian cultures still see black people as bottom feeders
Hmm.
and socially.
Hmm. Yeah. I can definitely see that specifically like within the like Chinese and like Japanese and Korean,
Mm,
right? But like for Asia, like for me, Cambodians, I don't really see that as
got
much.
you.
For like for them, they want the smaller, like they like the Western look where it's like smaller lips,
Mm,
very light
mm.
skin. They like you know, very like small body shapes.
So they
Right?
wanted you to marry a white guy.
Oh yeah.
Let's just
Oh yeah.
beat around the bush,
Yeah, they
Dynasty.
did. They did.
Yeah, that's honest.
And I will say, like, have they ever like outright said that to me? No. Like they
Yeah,
weren't like for real though, they weren't even thinking about men. They were just like, go to college and then after you're finished with college, you just get married. I was like, who am I marrying? But
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
So they never talked to me about like who I was supposed to be with, but I know that they wanted me to be with a white man
yeah, yeah,
or a Cambodian man.
yeah.
But yeah.
That makes sense. And so that just threw him off.
Yeah. it took a while
Yeah.
for them to warm up to Sherman. It
Mm.
was a while.
Yeah.
Um,
It's honest.
yeah, it took them so long, maybe like a couple years. And it was just, yeah. And it was finally like at that point, they were like, oh, I guess you're not leaving her and you'll stay around. So we'll be nice. And that's the thing is like they were always polite,
Mm.
but they weren't nice.
It wasn't embrace.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I'd be like, oh, Sherman's here. And they'd just be like, and I'd be like, okay, well, we're going to go hang out
That
now.
must have been really hard for you though, because this is a person that you love,
Right. Yeah.
and these are people that you
Yeah.
love, like your parents,
Yeah.
and who both you want to be in your life all your life.
Yeah.
Feel that tension.
Yeah.
That's hard, man.
It was really difficult for me. But for me, I just kind of saw them as in the wrong. So I never like felt bad
Yeah.
for it. Like
Yeah.
I was like, no, they're wrong.
Hmm.
It's just no.
Man.
Yeah. So I mean, it. So I mean, Sherman and I have been together for what is it, 20 years now?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
20 years. Yeah.
Congratulations. I wish my soundboard worked. I would have clapped that.
I'm screaming.
It's beautiful, man. You don't see people making it 20 years no more, man.
20 years. So
It's beautiful, dude. Really love y'all's love, man.
yeah, but it's toxic. It was. I mean, it's good now. We're
It's
grown.
honest.
Yeah, but like before, when we were
Yep.
younger, absolutely terrible,
Yeah.
toxic. Like we were not good
I
for each
will
other.
I will say this, whether you're interracial dating or you are in the same race or culture, you need a community around you.
Mhm.
Right? You need people who know both of you, who
Mhm.
know y'all as a couple, who
Yeah.
know your family and can
Yeah.
invest in your lives. Because I just don't believe that relationships just are easy.
No, they're hard. They're work.
Especially marriage.
Yeah, marriage is work.
It is.
Marriage is work.
And then you add the culture dynamic.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very lucky that Sherman and I both agree on a lot of things.
Yeah.
And we both really see eye to eye with like
Yeah.
a lot of situations. So there isn't very much like there's no issues really.
Yeah.
Like, especially it's like if he's like, oh, I felt this way. I'm like, oh, me too. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. You saw it then.
Yeah.
I'm like, yep, I saw it.
Do you feel like the deepest root being faith is the best unifier in terms of y'all's marriage? Like, is that like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if I don't know if I could marry someone who wasn't Christian.
You know what's crazy is
Yeah.
no, we did not bond off of that.
Yeah, that's super interesting.
No. I mean, we were young, so we were bonding off of what young people do.
Ah,
Um,
got it.
so that is what kind of held us together for a long time.
Mm.
And it wasn't until like we had kids.
Hmm.
Yeah. Like we never went to church.
Mm.
We never talked about church. Except for he always would be like, I'm not Mormon. I'll never be Mormon. I'm not.
That's right, because your
Yeah.
family, yeah.
Yes, I was converted at 5, and then I stopped going when I was like 16.
Why did you're Sherman? That was not him. What was that? Why did you sound like a smoker there? We don't do that. Or Sherman does not sound like
You're
that.
right.
Hey,
You would be
yo.
so offended.
Hey, yo.
Listen, I don't know how to sound like him. Okay, that's my impression.
I don't know
okay?
why that just got me riled up. I'm like, no, don't disrespect my guy like that.
But yeah, no, we never talked about it. We never like. I mean, I would go to church with him because his dad's a preacher.
Yeah, yeah.
So like he would take me, like if his grandma would say like meet us at this church, we would go and like we would both agree on things like dang that was long or like oh I'm hungry like like we would agree like oh they didn't stop singing like
Oh man.
so we both saw eye to eye with like a lot of those things but no we never went to church. Our relationship on our own
Yeah.
was just like hey let's find a church for us. No, we didn't do that until
Yeah.
we had kids.
That's real.
Yeah.
Hot take. Real hot take.
Hot take.
Before I really loved Jesus,
Okay.
best naps, Black Baptist Church.
Yeah, I mean,
Just saying.
yeah, yeah.
One time, I'll never forget this. It was my Nana's church. It was hour 2. I finally was like, I can't do it. Out. Mom elbows me.
Yeah.
She says, wake up.
Yes.
I woke up. I said this. My mom will tell you. I said, Mom, isn't it better for me to fall asleep in the presence of the Lord? and in the peace of God than any other place. Dude, she was like, I can't even.
What?
I was a smart, you know what, kid.
Gosh. Okay.
Still not wrong though.
Like I said, we agreed on all those things. We said, wow, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Wow. It said start at 11,
Yeah.
end at 12, but it's 2. What's happening?
Yeah. I think with me and Meg, there were a lot of things in our relationship because I mean we didn't do all the things, right? We just genuinely were trying to build a relationship
Right.
and trying to build like it on Jesus.
Right.
Like I'm not saying,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, but I'm saying this relationship.
Yeah.
All glory to God. And that's just our testimony. So there were things.
Right.
There were things that as a white woman, I would try to get her to understand, but I didn't want to educate her on.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that I had to learn very quickly in a racial relationship is if this woman is your partner, if this is your partner, and there's some ignorance,
Right.
there is a obligation for us to try to understand.
Mm-hmm.
But in that same breath,
You got to teach.
we got to teach.
You have to teach.
And I hated that.
Mm.
I did. I hated that because I had always had a mentality of,
You should just know.
no, not even just you should know. You need to figure it out yourself.
Ah.
But I'm also coming from an activist background. I'm also coming from a like fists in the air, BLM era like background where I just was exhausted by white people. So I was bringing a lot of trauma into our relationship. So I didn't have a lot of patience with this woman who I loved. And I was constantly battling the tension between my blackness, you know what I'm saying? Like fried bologna sandwich. And then now Hellman's is
So good.
trying to get on to that wheat bread there. And I'm like, hey, wait, we don't do Hellman's on fried bologna sandwiches. It's not a thing. Oh man. It was tough, man.
Yeah.
It was tough. And I honestly did not do a good job of loving my wife, my girlfriend at the time in that season. And I had a lot of people in my life who were either in interracial relationships, it was a black relationship, or it was like white or different relationships who would tell me, hey, dude, you've got to have more grace.
Mm.
And if I were to give advice to anyone in an interracial relationship, grace has to be at the forefront.
Mm.
Everything that you do, because there's going to be a lot of ignorance unintentionally.
Right. Yeah. For sure. There is. I guess, how old were you and Meg when you guys met?
Oh, dude. Man, how old was I? 2000, was it 2024? I met her in 2018, 6 years ago. Jeez, I was like 24, 25.
Okay. So I think like for Sherman and I, I was 17.
Yeah.
And he was 19. And we had to learn to grow up together. So there's a lot of things that we didn't get to like experience in a way as like an adult relationship would, because we were both kids. Like we were both so young. You know. So it was like in a way it's like we taught each other things.
Yeah. That's so good.
Where like obviously now I'm 37, imagining if we ever got divorced, which he would never let me do. And I always tell him I'm gonna run away with a white man. But
That's so messed up.
and he's just like, okay. He's like, they'd give you back. I'm like,
Hey, yo. That's why I love y'all. Y'all just like roast each other and it's so funny.
So
But the love is so real.
Real, yeah. So I don't even know what I'm talking
Girl.
about. I forgot to take my medicine this morning.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't even know what to say.
I don't remember.
Nah, dude. No, I'll tell you a quick story here. Because I want to, oh man, I want to transition, but there are two things I want to say. First thing is, when it comes to Meg's family, her mom her mom knew I was the one.
Mm.
She was so funny. She goes to our church.
Mhm.
And so she comes home from church one day and tells Meg, "Hey, have you met that new black, young, handsome, tall dude who's coming around?" And Meg's like, "Oh, you mean Darius? Yeah, I met him." She's like, "Oh, okay." Like, just trying to fill it out a little bit. And then when she found out we went on a date, she was like, "I know it, I know it, I know it." She was really excited. And I just think Mama Mary has just been, and my brother and sister-in-law, just absolutely phenomenal in terms of just embracing me. And I think the beautiful part of my relationships with them is that I can be unapologetically who I am
Yeah.
and not feel like I have to change or move or anything.
I love that. Yeah.
And so it's just beautiful.
That
It's
is
beautiful. And I think with my father-in-law, I was a little bit more concerned at first. I was concerned because he was a lot more conservative,
Mm-hmm.
very conservative. And I'm just like, oh gosh. And I remember us getting at a place where when me and Meg were getting really serious and we were talking about raising kids, um, he made a joke about, you know, having to reteach my son, like, whatever mom and dad teaches you about,
Right.
I got to teach you what's right. And he was making a joke about it.
Yeah.
But like for me, that's like
Not funny.
it's not funny.
Right.
But it's funny, man, in the sense of Papa Joe is one of my favorite people in the entire world. And I think we've really been able to build a really strong relationship. I know how much he loves me.
Mm-hmm.
I know how much he sees that I love his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And even though we would have disagreements in different places and different points, rightfully so, at times, there's a lot of commonalities that we have, and a lot of ways in which he has allowed me to parent and just lead his daughter that I just appreciate, man. He's literally he's one of my favorite people in the world now.
That's awesome.
But I think those are the things that I value in my marriage, is building a family with her.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've had to learn a lot about what does it mean to love a woman like my wife? What does it mean to love her and allow her to be who she is? I felt like the first part of my relationship was struggling so much to feel like I can be who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I got to be black. I got to be
Right.
Darius. I got to be, these things that I think I fell short in just allowing my wife to be Megan, to be white, like to be culturally who she is, and learning how to love her in that. I had to go to therapy. Like
Yeah.
I literally had to deal with past trauma,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so I think her family made it easier though.
Yeah.
Um,
That's good.
yeah, it really was. I think with my mom's side, my dad's side, both of my grandmothers said something along the lines of, "When you bring it home, you're black queen," all my life.
Okay. Okay.
But I remember my grandmother, her health was dying really fast, and I brought Meg to visit Christmas on my dad's side, and it was the Christmas before she passed away. My grandmother met Meg. They sat, they talked, they laughed, they hung out. And I remember asking my grandmother after that and say, "Hey, what do you think of Megan?" She was like, "When you gonna marry that girl? That's the one."
Mm-hmm.
So for me, that was like, oh, well, I thought I had to marry a black woman. Like
Right.
this
Right.
is
Right.
because I was like, oh, I want to marry her too, but I just want to make
Right.
sure. I just want to make sure,
If you're
grandma.
okay with it,
She's like, yeah, like that's the one. And then my nana also, when you bring home your black queen.
Right.
I remember it was Christmas. We were playing Discretion, which is black taboo. You ever played Discretion? It's black taboo. So it's all black specific taboo cards.
No, I've never heard of it.
Okay, it's amazing. So my family were playing Discretion.
Okay.
This is when my white wife was accepted by my black family. I'm serious. It was always love there, but it was like this was the moment. So we're playing Discretion, and I get Juice, which is an amazing movie.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't seen Juice, you're missing out. What are you doing? Tupac, like crazy. So it's one of my favorite movies. I'm describing it perfectly. But I'm like proving my blackness right now. I'm like, bow, bow, pow, pow, like this, boom, boom. I'm like, come on, y'all know this. Meg yells, skip it. We're wasting time. And everyone's like, yeah, skip it, man. We don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, nah, I'm describing this movie perfectly. Y'all go get this one. Went the whole 60 seconds. No one got it. I was like, man. Threw it on the table. Meg picks it up and says, juice? You could have said cranberry, orange, grape. We're trying to get the point, Darius. And everybody in my family dies laughing and say, yeah, dude, what are you doing?
Why are you? You said I'm gonna make this hard.
And that's where everyone was like, we like her. She cool. And it was just cool seeing her just move. She was just moving as Megan. She wasn't trying to be
Right, anything.
but who she was. And my family loved that about her. And so then there's a time in our household where my nana, this is Christmas Eve, she will bring everyone around to get presents. And it's an honor to be Nana's elf.
Mm.
That's the person who grabs the present under the tree and passes them out. And so we're about to do this tradition. And my nana looks around and she yells, where's my Megan at?
And she wanted Megan to do it.
And so then Megan comes in the room and Nana, she just points at a present. Grab that one. Meg picks it up, passes it grab that one. And that was my Nana's way of saying she's ours.
Proved.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, man.
Oh.
It's love, man.